Welcome to this special broadcast. I'm 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗓 and today we are going to discuss on skin pigmentation. As we all know that hyperpigmentation causes patches of skin to become darker than the surrounding skin. So it can affect any skin type or any age group. So to discuss on what are the treatments of hyperpigmentation and what are the causes of it, today I have with me in the studio Dr. Aruna Devi, MD dermatologist, specialist in aesthetic and dermatosurgery. So doctor, welcome to Northeast Live and thank you for joining us.
Thank you, 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗓, so much for inviting me.
Doctor, today as we are going to discuss on hyperpigmentation, so let's start with, facial hyperpigmentation. So what do you mean by facial hyperpigmentation?
See, pigmentation, we have pigmentation over our skin. In between two layers, the superficial and the deep layers, there is a basement membrane, and in that basement membrane, the pigmented cells, the basal cells, the melanocytes, they stay over that layer. So all of us, every human being has got the pigmented layer. Only thing is that the concentration of pigments and pigment types and the pigment size may be more or less. It depends on so many factors. Depends on race, depends on ethnicity, depends on the geographical location, and some other, say, acquired regions also. So depending on that, our skin types are different, say from very light colored to high colored. But when we say hyperpigmentation, it's excessive pigmentation. It may be, uniform, or it may be patchy, distributed into some specific areas. Okay. And moreover, this pigmentation can be genetic also. Say when we say hyperpigmentation over face in a young adult, young child or younger age group, or in adult or in late age group. Say some pigmentation, suppose freckles or some birthmarks, those are genetic. Those are genetically determined, but with age and with excessive exposure to sunlight and excessive exposure to other cosmetic items, they get aggravated, they becomes more visible, more prominent, and those we call freckles. And some are birthmarks, say a nevoid condition. Some are darker birthmarks, we call nevus of Ota, or some nevus pilas. They usually are spread over some particular areas of our face or anywhere over our body. So that is genetically determined. And some pigmentation are acquired. Say after some diseases or post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, suppose simply pimples, acne. When acne heals, it leaves behind a scar and a pigmentation as well. Right. So that is post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. Some pigmentation are hormone-induced or hormone-induced, or on top of that, those are aggravated by some other factors like cosmetic items, home remedies, some, OTC drugs, some sun exposure. All those things aggravate some conditions, like we call it melasma or 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛. So it depends on what kind of hyperpigmentation you have. You can pigmentation over whole face, you can have pigmentation over the malar area, you can have pigmentation over the periorbital region around the eyes, you can have pigmentation over your lips. So all those areas may be involved in specific conditions. Okay.
So, doctor, now my next question to you, I'm sure everybody would like to know about it. So, can pigmentation be completely cured? Talking about the treatment options in short.
Yeah, that's a very, good question, and I would love to answer it, because, say, when I say some are birthmarks, some are, genetically determined, say freckles, age spots, the nevus conditions. Initially, in the earlier ages, we didn't have so much of armamentarium in our hand to treat all those things. But nowadays we have so many advanced technologies. We have 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛𝗡 lasers, we have different types of spatially selective chemical peeling reagents, we have nano lasers, we have pico lasers. So with those lasers, these kind of birthmarks, say freckles or age spots or nevoid conditions can be treated very well.
Okay.
Say when a person has got those kind of lesions, it requires a couple of sessions, but completely that can be treated. But one thing is there, this set of pigmentation will go, no doubt, your face will be completely cleared up. But as it is a genetically determined condition, some pigment cells are bound to rebound and they bound to get oversized and they produce more melanin over the time.
Okay.
So after a couple of years, again you have some points of pigmentation over your face that has to be treated repeatedly. But it will take some time, and if you take proper care, say proper sun protection, proper medications and good skin care, it can be minimized to a very good level.
All right.
And that is the genetic part. And if it is acquired, it is post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation that can well be treated, and it is a almost permanently cured. If you don't have any other repeated exposure to that trauma or that lesions or pimples, you will get it cured. Another thing is that if you have melasma that is hormone dependent, those things we can control. It's not like that it's permanently cured and it will not rebound back. It's not like that. It will depend on so many factors, on your hormonal status as well. Say post pregnancy or perimenopausal area and some OTC drugs and excessive sun exposure, excessive makeup, all those things may aggravate the condition again. So you will have to, time to time keep it under control. So we have got so many good modalities of treatment nowadays. We have got specific depigmenting creams, medical grade, and some are, selective peeling reagents. Those are very sophisticated things, and some selective 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛𝗡 lasers. So with those armamentarium, we can keep all those melasma and all those things well under control.
Okay. So doctor, many women and some men in fact as well they have dark patches or spots on the face. So what causes it actually?
See, Priyadarshini, we have already discussed that we call it melasma or 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛. That is, nowadays what happens, this is very, very common in our, younger age group even, not necessarily after, pregnancy, but after pregnancy, these are very, very common, especially in female, but also in male. It is common when the person is, more exposed to sunlight, and he is a outdoor walker, and he doesn't have much time to take care of his skin regularly. So they may develop those, patches, what we call melasma. It may be superficial, it may be mixed type, or it may be very deep. And sometimes what happens when you treat melasma in a wrong way, it may go even deeper and it goes inside those pigment cells and it resides there, and it's very, very difficult to treat.
Okay.
But if you have got, superficial melasma, it's very much treatable. Only thing is that you need to have proper skin care. You need to consult with a dermatologist very religiously, and whatever is prescribed should be used very regularly and shouldn't apply any other, home remedies or other OTC drugs. Whatever you feel like, whatever you see online, you should not take all those things. But because every skin type is different. Every skin is sensitive to something, and which may be or may not be suitable to your skin. And sun protection is a must. So whenever you go out, you have to have adequately, protected from sunlight, to use a medical grade sunscreen with proper SPF, which is, selective for both UVA and UVB and UVC as well, and the blue light as well nowadays, because so many persons, they are very much exposed to the computers and the laptops. So that blue light also affects. So these things should be taken care of, and with proper management this melasma can be treated very well. But the thing is that you need maintenance. That is
Regular
a must.
maintenance.
Yeah, because hormone as a whole, because these are hormone related, and we cannot treat the hormone as a whole. Okay, to some extent the other factors we can treat. And these things, though these things are hormone related, we cannot treat the hormone directly. We are treating it indirectly. So that's why you need maintenance.
Okay, so maintenance is very important
Very
for
important.
a good skin, isn't it? All right, so doctor, is darkening of the neck or underarms also related to hyperpigmentation? If yes, then please explain how.
Yes, darkening of the fold area specifically, the neck, underarms, inner thighs, even elbows. Well, those are, we call it 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗧 nigricans. So that is again, it depends on so many factors. Very often we see in obese persons. Obese persons, this is very common, and this is because of the increased thickness of the superficial skin. That skin becomes, velvety, thickened, pigmented, and some creases also appear there. It specifically very, very frequently appears over the obese persons. And also it is related to diabetes. Skin, it's a skin manifestation of diabetes. We can assess and we can tell the patient, well, you may have some family members affected with diabetes, and these are the skin conditions you may also develop later on. So from the very early age, you should take proper care of your metabolic condition as well as the skin. And the obesity, the weight, excessive of weight also increases this kind of pigmentation, 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗧, and it can be treated. It can be treated well, but the first thing is, more important is the weight reduction. Yeah,
so
weight reduction.
Weight.
Yeah, we have to weight reduction, then balanced diet. Okay, those things very much matters, and along with that, proper management, proper medication. There are some, indirect treatment for pre-diabetic conditions, and some treatments are very much specific, say chemical pills, very much, very selective chemical peeling reagents are there, medical grade peeling reagents. Those, along with some medications we have, they can completely treat this disease, but first and foremost is to reduce the weight.
So reducing weight is very important.
Yes, because of the friction, because of the excessive weight gain, the skin becomes darker and thickened.
So it can be cured, right?
It can be cured. Only thing is that only medications may not help you, and it is also a part of PCOD. You know about the PCOD, polycystic ovarian syndrome. So it is also a part of PCOD. Whatever whatever the girl or whichever girl is having PCOD problem, they are very much prone to develop this kind of pigmentation, the 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗧 nigricans. So if PCOS is under control, this condition can also be kept under control.
Okay. All right. So it will depend on overweight or PCOD generally.
Yes.
So it can be cured.
It can be cured.
If the
It's a holistic approach. It's
they're
not
all
like
related to each
yes,
other.
it's not like only single medicine I give and it can be cured. It's not like that. It's a holistic treatment approach that will only help the person.
All right, Dr. 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗧. So viewers, as we are discussing on pigmentation today, so now it's time for a very short break. Don't go anywhere because I have lots more to discuss with Dr. 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗧. Stay with us. All right, welcome back to this special broadcast, as today we are discussing on pigmentation. So, doctor, my next question to you, well, even after having a deep sleep, if a person is unable to remove dark circles, dark circles is very common among all of us. Yeah. So, what may be the causes for under eye dark circles, even after having, sleeping for 8 hours regularly? So, what can be the causes?
See, there are so many causes for dark circle. It's very common. We very often get a person otherwise healthy looking, the skin condition is all right, but having dark circle and it irritates them. They feel little odd. And the thing is that sometimes what happens, the orbit, the eyeball, it remains little inside. The structure of the eyeball is like that, it goes little bit deeper. It's seated there, and because of the reflection, it becomes little bit hollow. Okay, and because of the shadow, it looks darker. Okay, that is purely structural. Okay, that is not due to some other conditions, the disease conditions. Sometimes it may be genetic also, familial. Okay, the mother is having dark circle, the child is having dark circle from a very early stage. Okay, that is also a kind of dark circle. And some other things, say sleeplessness, some vitamin deficiency, anemia, hypothyroid, those conditions. And again, some diseases we call atopic dermatitis, those conditions, frequent, itching over the eyes, they may turn into dark circles. And very much, thin skin and very loose skin around the eyes because of excessive makeup, and those may also lead to this vitamin K deficiency. Okay, they may also lead to under eye dark circles. So we have to find out the cause, and accordingly we will have to treat. If it is genetic, and if it is, because of the structure, we can go for a holistic approach. Like we have so many things in our hand nowadays. Say some very specific under eye creams, and some peeling reagents, even carbon dioxide laser resurfacing. Then very thin dermal fillers, they also help to alleviate the level where the eyeball is situated, so that we don't have that shadow and it looks, clearer. And patient or person, he will look fresh. Otherwise, when there is under a dark circle, the person feel very much tired looking. Okay. So we can remove that, we can improve that situation. We can give him or her a fresh look. And applying all those means very selective and a combination of treatment, holistic approach, we can treat this under eye dark circle. Only thing is that we have to first find out what is the exact cause.
So we have to find out the exact reason. So he's also wearing specs, can be reason of dark circle?
No, that is again, accentuated. Okay. It's not directly related. It's an accentuated hyperpigmentation.
All right. So doctor, as today we are discussing on pigmentation, now also let's talk about, darkening of the lips or the skin near the corner of the lips, since it is also related to hyperpigmentation, isn't it?
Yeah, this is it may be related to your genetic condition. It may be related to some other conditions as well. Say some disease condition, you may have fungal infection in the corner of the lips. It's very common in our environment also. This is very common, and people having some, drugs or medications, or people have applying frequently very dark colored lipstick, which is maybe not branded or may not be very much suitable for her lips. It may turn into lip hyperpigmentation or frequent lip licking. That may also precipitate lip hyperpigmentation, and some disease conditions, say lichen planus or GLE we call, and say anemia, smoking, those things. And very, those persons, they drink very hot tea, okay, or coffee, that can also precipitate because of frequent injury to the lip lining. That can also give rise to lip darkening. Okay, so you have to take care of it very properly. And you have to find out why it is happening. Is it because of the infection? Is it because of some disease condition? Is it because of some drugs? Or is it because of the cosmetic items you are taking? Or is it because of the frequent lip leaking? Or is it because of the smoking? You have to find it, and accordingly you can treat that.
Okay. Saksha, another very important question, as you have a very beautiful legs, but you have, dark inner thighs. So can dark inner thighs be lightened?
Yes, see, I initially at the very first question I told that we have got a universal pigmentation over our body, but some areas are more, the pigmentation, the pigment cells, melanocytes are more concentrated, say over the lips, over the fold areas, and even over our genitalia, inner thighs, the pigmentation part is, concentration is more. Okay, so specifically in the genital areas, but inner thighs, the pigmentation may be aggravated because of the, say, frequent friction, because of fungal infection, because of too much of sweating, because of obesity. Okay, so many conditions may give rise to darkening of the inner thighs. So nowadays, when it's a it's on the trend that you want to have a uniformly pigmentation free body.
Yes.
So yes, we have some specific drugs, some specific peeling reagents. Even we have RBM glass laser. That's a very sophisticated laser.
Okay.
With that, we can give a color free. That means our pigmentation can be lessened, reduced to some extent, so that you can have a little bit of color free region. But some specific regions, say the genital region, it's very difficult to cure it or to reduce it completely, but we can definitely lighten it up. And the buttock area and the inner thighs, we can definitely reduce the pigmentation, applying those specific peeling reagents, those specific lasers, and some specific medications are also there, so that if you use that religiously or in combination, that definitely helps.
So treatments are available?
Treatments are nowadays available. Only thing is that you will have to choose the correct treatment and where to apply, when to apply, how to apply, and what to apply. Okay, so that is very important.
All right. So, doctor, how to maintain a pigmentation-free and healthy skin? That's, I'm sure our viewers of Northeast Live would love to know about this.
Yes, see, it's not a one-day project. It's a, over the years you will have to build it up. For that, you will have to have a proper skincare regime. Okay. Proper sunscreen, not that those over-the-counter sunscreen, whatever is available. So many things are available nowadays online, but you will have to have a proper idea of your skin type and skin sensitivity, and you will have to select. And you can take guidance from a good dermatologist on what type of sunscreen will be more suitable for your skin type. Okay. Accordingly, you will have to take minimum 30 to 50 SPF sunscreen is required, but the commercially available sunscreen, they do not have all the ingredients, whatever is medically available.
Okay.
So you will have to, very selective. Choosing those sunscreens.
So one has to have at least a little bit of knowledge while choosing.
Yes, and if you don't have knowledge, you take a help of a dermatologist. Okay, and not to go to everywhere and seek knowledge or seek guidance. You have to have a proper guidance, then only it will work. And not only the sunscreen, you will have to have a proper skincare regime, skin cleansing, what are the products you are using for your skin cleansing, what are the products you are using for moisturizing, what are the, other serums. Nowadays, the serums, vitamin C, vitamin A, retinol, it's a menace nowadays, okay? So you have to choose what retinol, all retinols are, retinol is good, no doubt, but all retinols may not be suitable for your skin type. So you have to be very, very careful, otherwise you may have a, bad effect about, after applying those, we get very frequently those kind of reactions. So you have to be very careful while selecting your skincare regime. And then if you have pigmentation, then proper pigmentation treatment should be given. Then only it will work, otherwise it will worsen the condition. And then coming to food. Okay, that is the normal skincare regime you are following. You will have to de-stress your mind and your body. Okay, that is very easy said than done. But you have to have that confidence or that urge to follow a very good skincare regime and good quality skincare products and food. You have to have a very much balanced food. Take plenty of water, as much as vegetables. You can have boiled vegetables. Too much of oily, spicy, or fast food. It's bad not only for as a skin, as a whole general body condition. Those are required. So you have to be very, very careful while choosing your food also, and your day-to-day routine, and your sleep hours. You should maintain at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep.
Minimum
6 hours sleep duration you will have to maintain, and how much physical stress you are in, how much mental stress you are in. So you will have to calculate all those things. So all those things matter as a whole over if you want to have a proper pigment-free skin.
Okay, so maintaining a good pigmentation-free and healthy skin, so we have to be proper with our food, our lifestyle, sleeping pattern. Everything is related.
Everything.
Yeah.
Good food is very important. Your skin reflects whatever food you are taking, how much amount of water you are taking. Your skin is hydrated or not.
So how many liters are recommended for a
It's not fixed. It's not fixed. So you have to have 2 liters, 3 liters. It will depend on your requirement. Maybe 2 liters, maybe 3 liters, maybe less, or maybe. It depends on so many body requirement. Whenever you feel thirsty, when you are feeling thirsty, your skin is also feeling thirsty. Even your hair may become thirsty.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not very much fixed. It depends on so many other conditions. Weather conditions here, we have got very much hot and humid conditions, so we need some extra hydration. That's it. Okay. You need vitamins, you need minerals, you need micronutrients, you need so many other proteins. All are actually healthy foods. Only thing is that you will have to select it properly and you will have to take it properly.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Aruna Devi, for joining us this afternoon. All right. So that's all we have in today's special broadcast. I hope this episode will be very beneficial to all the viewers of Northeast Live. So keep watching Northeast Live, and thanks for watching.